Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on cybersecurity awareness hosted by Superverge Tech. My name is Grace, and I'm the brand ambassador at Superverge Tech. And I'm the brand Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on cybersecurity awareness hosted by Superverge Tech. Please comment where you are. Welcome once again. Please comment where you're joining from. Please comment and let us know where you're joining from. In Nigeria, around the world, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Abisayo Folu Agoi. I'll be your co-host for today's event. My colleague Grace has done so much to introduce everyone to the event at hand, and I'll just be joining her to aid the success of today's event. We are seeing some very honorable persons in our midst, but before we introduce them, we would love to know where each and everyone is joining from. We want to get familiar with you, with your countries, and basically where you're joining us from. Can you please indicate to the comment section? Can you please tell us where you're joining from and if you're excited to be at this program today? Please just indicate in the, okay, I'm seeing Emmanuel Adoho is joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Emmanuel. You're welcome. Please okay, I'm seeing Nicholas Ogefo. It says he's joining from, I think he said Lagos, Nigeria as well. I'm trying to just comment section. Okay. Trying to locate you. Okay. So I can see Sadi Hossein, if I pronounce that very correctly, is joining from Sadi, Bangladesh. Welcome so much, Sadi Hossein. We are so happy to have you. Then I can see Bangladesh rather. So I can see Francis Aketuame joining from Lagos, Nigeria. I can see okay, I've said Nicholas Ogefo, Lagos, Nigeria. I can see Glory Godwin joining from Lagos, Nigeria. I can see Abimbola Obadun joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Uju Chuku Okoye, Lagos, Nigeria as well. You're welcome. We are so happy to have you. So I would like to hand over to my colleague Grace. Can you go on with the order of the program? Let's have this exciting moment together.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on Cybersecurity Awareness, hosted by Superverge Tech. My name is Grace, and I'm the brand ambassador at Superverge Tech, as well as your host for today's webinar. So thank you for having me come today. So I'm going to speak about this company. I'm going to speak about at Superverge Tech. We specialize in web development, mobile development, digital marketing, UX designing, hardware services, and solar information. We also recognize the importance of online security in today's digital landscape, especially for businesses and individuals. That's why we are committed to essential context hotel for online threat. Beyond our development and adverse services, we also offer training programs to help you build a strong online presence, manage your social media account effectively, develop secure websites and mobile applications, and stay ahead of cybersecurity threats. So in today's webinar, we'll be covering these topics I'm about to discuss. We'll cover the following topics I'm about to say. So we're going to be into online security fundamentals. We're going to be looking at password management best practices, creating and security of user identity, and also avoiding common active techniques and cybersecurity tips and tricks for individual businesses. I'm moving on. We also reserve time for a Q&A section to address your specific concerns and questions. So before we go into this, we go into our Q&A section. It's my honor to introduce our distinguished guest, a renowned expert in the tech industry. So please, I want to please join me in welcoming Abisayo Folu Agoi, a versatile professional who wears in many hats with incredible ease. Abisayo is not only an accomplished Android full stack web developer, but he also specializes in crafting immersive user-friendly experiences that leave a lasting impact. But that's not all. That's not all about Abisayo Folu Agoi. This is the interesting part. Abisayo is deeply passionate about building secure code and safeguarding data, making security a cornerstone of all his work. This commitment to cybersecurity perfectly aligns with the theme of today's webinar. As the managing director of Superverge Tech and the visionary founder of Superverge Tech Academy, Abisayo has made remarkable strides in driving innovation and empowering countless individuals in the tech industry. And today, luckily, he's here to share his wealth of knowledge and insight on how we can protect ourselves in ever-evolving digital space. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Abisayo Folu Agoi. Please, a round of applause for us. So welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Can you all hear me? Okay. All right. I want to just quickly go straight to what we have for today. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So we are going to be talking about cybersecurity. We're going to be talking about cybersecurity. It's an awareness training. You see, not too long ago, about last week, a friend of mine called me and told me that over 150,000 naira was carted from his account. And I was asking questions such as what actually happened. Then, okay, someone said can you see my screen?
No, you can't see it.
Okay, you cannot see my screen.
No, sir.
Okay.
You can't see it. You can see it, but you can't see it, sir.
Okay, give me a minute. Let me just sort it.
Okay.
I could see your screen. I think in the comment section, people are saying the same thing as well. Many people could see your screen. Okay.
Okay, all right. Some people are seeing the screen, some are not seeing. Okay, okay. Let me just share it again. So just give me a minute.
Just give us a minute. Yes. Yes, sir.
All right.
You
Can
can
you see
see
my
the
screen now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Now, this friend of mine told me that over 150,000 was cut off from his account. Then I asked him why. He told me that someone called him from his bank and told him that his bank was blocked, and because of that, he's unable to make transactions. Then, I mean, my friend was panicking that what am I going to do about it? Then the person told him that he should, send some details and everything. Anyway, to cut the long story short, that's how he lost that amount of money. And I've been hearing this for many times now. Loved ones, friends of my friends, relatives telling me that they are losing money to scammers. And as a tech leader, as a leader in the tech industry, I'm beginning to say, okay, what can we do? What can me and my team do in order to minimize this impact? Because the world is going global at the world is going digital at a very, very fast rate. And in those days, it was an option to use technology. I mean, some people can choose not to have a phone, some people can choose not to have a laptop, some people can choose not to relate to all these technological, things. But now it is almost impossible. One of my very respected friends who stays in the UK, she's studying a doctor. She's studying medicine there. She called me one night some time ago and was like explaining to me that nowadays, even as doctors, they are required to use the system, you know, because she was having some, she was trying to do, I think, do some things on the system. And then she called my attention that, she was asking for some guidance. And I was like, wow. She was telling me that every single profession now cannot do without using the system. And there are many stories like that. So since we have to use the system, since we have to use this technology, it is very paramount that we help, in any way we can, to make sure that this internet is a safer space for everyone. And that is why this particular topic was chosen: cybersecurity awareness training. So let's go into it. So we are going to be talking about a lot in the training: how to avoid being scammed, how to avoid losing your sensitive details to scammers, how to protect your internet privacy, and so on. And if you have any questions, we are going to be more than ready to answer you. All right. Now, we're going to start with the quick security tips. The quick security tips, these are the things that are very, very, that everybody needs to know. Use email aliases and use virtual credit cards. Use email aliases and then use virtual credit card. Now, okay. Please, okay. All right. So what actually is an email alias? Now, an email alias is a forwarding email address that directs to your primary email without giving away your real email addresses. Now, many of us use the internet a lot. At times, when you go to the internet, you are told that you should sign up for this, sign up for that, register your email for this newsletter, that newsletter. You don't even know where your email is going to. At times, all these websites they are dropping your emails to, they sell your emails to third party. So how can you avoid being, spammed? There was a particular time that we built a particular website for our very good clients, and then she told me that, like, days after we built the website, she was explaining to me that she's getting a lot of emails and most of them are spams. And then I explained to her that I'm so sorry about that. That is why many people who build websites don't put their personal emails on the website. They like using, official emails so that they will know that this email is for official purposes alone. This email are personal emails. That is something that is expected. The moment you put your email in public like that, is that all these things are very, very much expected. So, but how can we avoid, for people that don't have official emails, not everyone has official emails, how can they avoid being spammed like that? So this is what an email alias does. So it's like an email, maybe like a secondary email that is different from your original email. So this is how it works here. So instead of, for instance, let's assume your email is john@gmail.com. You can use John plus service. Now that service area could be anything. You could put whatever you like there. So you could put John at service, John plus service at gmail.com. So this is how it will look like. Now Gmail has this kind of feature that the moment you use that particular email, you'll be thinking that, okay, doesn't mean that if I use this alias email, doesn't mean that I will lose my important messages. No, you will not lose your important Gmails. What Gmail does is that the moment a message comes through this John plus service at gmail.com, it will redirect it to your inbox. It will redirect you to your inbox. Now, what is the benefit? What are the benefits of using these alias emails? Now, the first one is that it filters, it's to special folders. You can make a setting on your Gmail that anytime an email comes from this particular alias, this particular email address, put it inside spam. Do you understand? So you can have more control over the emails that you are receiving. This is an advantage of using email aliases. It reduces spam a lot. Now, so like I told you, some of these websites, they sell your details to third-party clients, which could help you to be able to avoid all those kind of things. I'm not saying you can avoid your emails from going to third party, but at least you can be able to put a kind of settings on your Gmail that, okay, this email alias, whenever an email comes from this one, put it inside spam. When an email comes from here, just delete it or don't accept it in that kind of settings. All right. The second one I want to discuss about is virtual cards, virtual credit card. Now, what are virtual credit cards? A virtual credit card is a temporary card that contains temporary card number and protects your real credit card details. Now, many a times this is more advantageous when we are actually making online transactions, right? You don't know which vendor you are buying something from. You might need to pay for something, and then you need to use your card, and you are not sure who is going to use your card details. Now, there's something called virtual cards. Now, what does the virtual card do? The simply serves as a secondary card, right? So when they usually have a wallet where you can put an amount of money there, like say this amount of money, that amount of money for that particular transaction alone. So the moment you want to make the transaction, it is not your personal account that is debited. It is that virtual card account that is debited. So your personal account is safe. The only details that you supply there is a virtual card detail. Now, what are the advantages of virtual card? It protects your original data, your postal address, your PIN, your numbers, and so many things, your BVN. And even if peradventure a scammer accesses that particular card, you are very much sure that they are not going to get your details. Maybe the only amount of money you put there is just for some transactions you want to do for that day. So maybe they are able to take that money, but you know that your main account is still secure. So this is why it's very, very good for you to use virtual card. Now, there are some popular virtual cards that are there. We have Gray, we have GPay, we have Cheaper. For people that stay in the US, you can use privacy.com, and you can also use for the one that is more general, you can also use Revolut. So there are so many options that you can pick from. Now, you might be saying that it's too stressful for me to get a virtual card. The technical, technicalities is so much. If it's that case, at least have 2 bank accounts. You can open 2 bank accounts. One particular account is going to be your main account, while the other one is going to be your transaction account. So anytime you want to make any transaction at all, you just move the necessary funds to that secondary account and then make the transaction from that secondary account. So that way you can also protect your sensitive details and your funds as well. Now, quickly, we're going to move to the next topic for today. I hope you are learning and I hope you are jotting down things, because you're going to learn a lot from this particular session. So please, you should jot down things and ask questions. Can you all still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir,
all
I
right.
can hear you.
Very much. So the next one we'll talk about is vision. I know that many people have been talking about, many people have heard about phishing before, but very few people know about vision. Now, that is why the first thing that you see is, please note that vision is not phishing. What is vision? Vision is when someone tries to elicit confidential information from someone via calls. For instance, somebody calls you and tries to elicit some information from you. Now, this approach, the story I gave initially when I started this particular class, and I told you about what happened to my friend, that an amount of money was cut out from his bank account, all because of someone called from the bank. Now, that is an example of how vision operates. Now, most of the times, the person can call you from your bank stating that he's maybe your bank manager, or say an official, is staff in your bank, telling you things about that particular detail. And then the person tries to elicit some information about it. Now, the relationship can be personal or professional. Some people can pretend to be your brother, you can pretend to be your sister, can pretend to be your friend, or the person can pretend to be your boss at work. Imagine your MD calling you and telling you that you need to do this particular thing, you need to divulge this particular, because most of the time, people that do all this vision, they are trying to let you to divulge some information, them sensitive information, right? So imagine that kind of person now telling you that kind of information. It tries to make you urgent, it tries to make you panic and act immediately. Now, it can be generic or it can be targeted. Most of these people that try to scam, there are 2 methods they usually employ. So that is generic. When I mean generic, they might not necessarily have too many information about you. They just call random numbers and just try to just say hello, just try to elicit information, or they can target that person. It could be someone that tries to become close to you or get some sensitive information about you. Maybe they know that you are expecting, they know about your organization, they know about the processes of organization, they know that you are planning an event, they know that you are expecting a delivery or what have you. Now, quickly, I want to demonstrate how vision works. I want to demonstrate it with one of our senior developers. Kelvin, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to quickly demonstrate how vision can play out. Do you understand? Can you all hear me? Okay. All right, Kelvin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. So hi, Kelvin. This is Abisayo. I'm calling from your bank.
Oh, hi, Mr. Abisayo.
I'm so sorry to bother you. The reason why I called you is because we detected something suspicious coming from your bank, and so we had to take the necessary measures by blocking your account.
How alarming. How can I unblock it?
We can actually recover your account for you, but I need to verify some information. Could you please state your full name, your date of birth, and your account PIN?
You want to join?
Sure, anything to get this sorted out.
Now you see, do you see what just happened? Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you. That is our senior developer. Thank you so much. Now, do you see what just happened? Now, I called him, pretended that I'm from his bank, and I let him know that although it was all sham, it's not true, that I'm suspecting some suspicious activities coming from his bank, and because of that, I had to block his account. Now, that will elicit a sense of panic from him. It will elicit a sense of urgency from him, and that's what they want. They want you to be anxious. They want you to panic. They want you to want to act fast. You have to do it, and he started asking questions. How can I resolve the issue? And then I told him that he all he has to do is to send his account details, and then it will be resolved. So that, and immediately he's planning of sending it now. So that's how phishing works. Now, there are forms of phishing. We have forms of phishing. We have what they call the shotgun approach. Now, in this approach, the scammers are trying to target a lot of people, just like a shotgun. They try to target a lot of people at the same time. These phishing calls are usually generic in nature. So they get a lot of people's phone numbers, right? And they just call randomly, right? Now, in this particular type of phishing is most of the times is easy for you to detect, it's easy for you to avoid, because they don't really have information about you. They don't really have information about you. You observe that they are just trying to, they will not even know your name. They don't even know where you stay. They don't know anything. So it's easy for you to just detect and just call the call. Now, I want to tell you something. Now, whenever you are called by, let's say, your bank or someone that pretends to be a superior in your organization, tell you to elicit some information, tell you that, assuming your bank account is blocked and they need to unblock it, you need to supply some sensitive information. What you can do is, number one, you check the phone number. I know that there's some technology that can block phone numbers and that can change phone numbers, and do some kind of fake ID. Another thing is that immediately cut the call. Now, what Kelvin would have done in that scenario was that immediately he heard that kind of thing, or if not that he was panicky, if not that he was kind of anxious, what he would have done is that he would have immediately cut the call, go to your official bank number and give them a call. Do you understand? So hang up, go to your official bank number, give them a call. Then they will not tell you that, okay, this is what you're supposed to do and that's what you're supposed to do. So that is it. So they're usually generic in nature. Now, another form of phishing is what they call the targeted approach. Now, this time around, as the name implies, they will target a person. The scammers try to target specific individuals. They place well-crafted specific calls to individuals, leveraging some information about them. Let's assume they know that, okay, they can attempt to target a particular individual. They know, okay, you're expecting something. You're working in a particular organization. They know about the processes of the organization, what the organization is into. They know, they know your name. They might even know your house address. So this is a targeted approach, right? Now, there's another form of phishing again that we have. This is what they call a deep fake. It's called a deep fake voice. Now, there are so many technological advancements now. Do you know that somebody can? I know some people are raising their hands, but what happened is that if you have any question to ask, please, what you can do is just you can write it down in a piece of paper, so that when we are done with this particular session, you will just ask, and I promise that I'm going to answer every single person's question. So let's just do it that way for today, please. Do you understand? All right. Okay. So then there's something called the deep fake voice. Do you know that there's some technology currently that can actually get someone's voice? So they use machine learning and artificial intelligence. All they need is just a sample of your voice. They only need to record your voice. When they get that sample, they feed it into the machine, and the machine can replicate your voice. Right? So that is how they will now use. They can replicate your boss voice. They can replicate your dad voice. They can replicate your mom's voice. They can replicate any voice that they want to replicate. So that is why you have to be very careful. Now, for instance, there is a bank called the UAE Bank. They lost about $35 million to a phishing attack using deep fake voice. Now, what actually happened? What actually happened that day? You see, the manager of their branch received a call from one of their headquarters saying, and the person said that he was the president of that bank, right? So imagine you are hearing your president's voice, and because that manager recognizes the president's voice, he didn't know that that person was not the actual, president, and that is why he just gave the person the amount of money like that. Now, let's quickly move to how to avoid, how to be safe, how to be safe from a phishing attack. How to be safe. Number one, verify the caller ID. Most of the times they are using a different number. They can be calling you from an international account, and you're like, I mean, do I have any friend in Ghana? Do I have any friend? Even if I have, so they're not going to use the regular phone number that you know. Although there's some technology that can form ID. So, but then do not panic. They would want to, what these people want to do is that they want you to be afraid. They want you to be anxious. They want you to panic. They want to give you a kind of sense of urgency that will make you act fast. Do it now. If not, you will lose your job. Do it now. If not, you will close your account. You will block your account. You will not be able to access your account again. You lose your money. They want you to panic, but do not panic. Right? And then the next one, check for patterns. Check for patterns. Usually, these phishing attacks comes from people you do not know before. Right? And also, they always try to put a sense of urgency. Right? So check for that kind of do you know that generally, do you know that at the international level, banks are not supposed to, they never ask for your PIN number over the phone. Banks never ask for your PIN number over the phone. So whenever a bank is asking for your PIN number over the phone, that is not your bank. It is an international policy. It's an international standard. So whenever someone calls you claiming to be from your bank, asking for your phone number, just know that that person is a scam. You don't need to ask anybody again. Just know that the person is a scam. I asking for your PIN details. I said phone number. Asking for your PIN, your bank details, your bank PIN, the PIN of your card. That person is a scam. Another way, how can you avoid phishing? How can you stay safe from phishing attacks? Another one is hang up and check the official number and call back. Let's assume, like what I did with Kelvin, telling Kelvin to pretend as if I'm from his bank. Whenever someone pretends to be from your bank, what you can do is that immediately hang up the call, check your bank official number and call the person. Or you have the number of your boss, you have the number of your admin, the HR of your office, you have their official number. Call it instead to confirm. Do you understand? All right. Do you all understand? Are you guys following me? I know there are so many questions to ask. I'm going to answer every one of your questions. All right, so let's quickly go to the next one. Shoulder surfing. Now, this is the oldest form of scam. This is the one that is among all the old types of scam. We've talked about phishing. Now we are talking about shoulder surfing. This is the oldest. This one, as the name implies, is when someone tries to look over your shoulder or peek from the window. They are typing on your system, and then the person tries to check what they are doing. Right now, they can check the content of your screen to see what you are typing. They can check what you are typing on your phone. They can try to pick from your credit card to see the PIN details of your credit card. Many a times we work in offices. And in the office, so many people are working in and out of our office. Some people are customers. Some people are staff members. So many people are working in. And when you are typing, you might be someone that is handling sensitive information of your company. And on your screen could have company proprietary information, financial information, personal identification information, personal health information, right? And people can just be, you don't know when somebody is peeping to check what you are writing on your screen, right? Now there was a research that was carried out by a company. It's called the that is the Osirium project, the Osirium research. Now what they did a very interesting experiment. What they did was that they took a laptop, that is a Dell laptop, that is 15.4-inch Dell laptop, and then they told someone to get a camera. They use different kind of cameras. They use iPhone cameras. They use mid-range cameras like iPhone cameras, and then they use a very powerful camera like the Canon 503 with 300mm lens, right? And then they went 82 feet, right? They told the person to be typing, and they went 82 feet as far as that. to check what the person is typing. Do you know that they were able to get what the person was typing on that particular system? It's very serious. It's as serious as that. That implies that you can be typing on your system in your company. Somebody might be across. The person might even be in another building. And the person can be checking with some binoculars, with some powerful cameras. They can be checking every single thing you are typing on your computer. Is that serious? You see, I remember when I was in Istanbul, and I went to this particular market. Sorry, is someone saying something? Okay. All right, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I was telling you an experience I had when, I was in this particular market. It's not even a supermarket, it's just a small market. And I was with my credit card, wanted to make a purchase. And while I was on the queue, waiting for the person to attend to me, I was just toying idly with my card. And, I just had a sense that let me just check and I looked. I saw that somebody was behind me. And the person was looking at my credit card, and was typing something on his phone. Now, he was probably capturing my credit card number. So that is shoulder stuffing. Now, in Canada, 2019, in a place called Waterloo. Now, the Canadian police, they basically captured several people who were involved in this shoulder stuffing. Now, they were involved in an elaborate shoulder stuffing scam. Now, what did these people do? Now, what they did was that they were targeting old people. So what they do is that they will go to, they will go to a particular market where people who are old and elderly are trying to pay for something, are trying to enter into their credit card details, and they will begin to copy down the credit card details of that particular person. Now, when the person leaves the supermarkets, when these elderly people leave the supermarkets, they will do what they call distraction theft, where two people will come, one person will try to distract the old lady or old man, as the case may be, and then the other person will snatch the card out of a bag. And they were able to get thousands of dollars from it. Several thousands of dollars. Although they were eventually captured by the police, but the damage had been caused. Right? So shoulder stuffing happens in offices. When you want to get something, maybe you're in your office, you are typing something, and then you want to get something, you want to buy something, you're going for a break, you want to buy something at the cafe nearby, you want to go and print a paper, you want to print a document, you leave your system on and you go. And somebody will come and check what you are doing, and hopefully they see you typing a very sensitive details, and then they copy it. Or when if you are working in in a public place. For instance, you're working in the airports, right? You're working in cafes. That's your work, and there are so many people coming in, going out, trying to scam people everywhere. Now, I have this particular elderly friend of mine who enjoys playing card. He realized that every single time he's playing card, they are always winning him. They always win him in the game. And so at some point in time, he had to ask them that, I mean, how are you guys always win? I know that I'm not too good at playing, but how do you guys always win me in card? And they laughed and told him that, you see, the glasses he puts on is a little bit tinted. So the reflection of what is card is always showing in his own glasses to show you how it is. So these are some of the things that show these are some of the things. So that very serious. Sometimes you can be at work and then your the reflection of your window is showing what you're typing. You understand? So how can we prevent this? Number one, be cautious when you are using your credit cards. Your debit card, your credit card, be very cautious. Very, very extremely cautious when using it. Make sure nobody's looking at what you're doing as much as possible. Lock the screen of your system before you leave the system. If you want to go and buy something, you want to go and take a cup of coffee, you want to go and print a document across, lock your screen. Lock your screen before going. You can use some screensaver. There's some screensaver that, after a particular time, when the person is no longer there, the screen will go into screensaver mode. You can also use that method as well. These are ways you can prevent solar surfing. Beware of your surroundings, especially in public places. Avoid doing sensitive works in public places. There are some things I don't do. There was a particular time where I was when I was like working in a particular organization. And then I had to attend to the clients, and okay, that was many years ago when I was teaching and I was still working in this particular company. I was working in the company and I was teaching part-time. So at times I'll be too engrossed. After a while, at times I'll be too engrossed in the company work that. So the way I was teaching, they were telling me that I should come early enough to come and teach and everything. And I explained to them that usually in the mornings where I normally work, the company I work, we normally have early morning meeting. That is why I might not come in the morning. I have to come maybe around at 10 a.m. from there. So they were like, okay, in that case, bring your system inside the school and be doing the meeting there. So I had to explain to the proprietor that the thing is, it's not like as if I can't do it, but most of the times during these meetings, we are always talking about sensitive information. Now, this is why I cannot be doing that. What am I saying? Avoid as much as possible, avoid doing sensitive tasks in public places. You are a software engineer, you are a developer, you work in you work in a critical infrastructure of your organization, you are handling sensitive information of people, and you carry your system and you are going to an event, you carry your system there, and in that event, that's where you are doing the sensitive, that's where you are doing the sensitive, and you are using the sensitive information. You don't know who's looking at. There was a time I went to DevFest. I went to DevFest Lagos. How many of you went to DevFest Lagos? Just raise up your hand. You attended DevFest Lagos. I was seeing a lot of people taking our system and they were working. And I noticed that some people, they were doing sensitive things on their system. That kind of public event that people are coming from all over Nigeria, you don't even know who is looking at your system. Even if you must take your system to work in public places, make sure you are doing things that are not really that sensitive. Right? Use privacy filters. How does privacy filters work? They are like a screen. A screen. When you put the screen on your system, the angles become darkened. So people that are peeping from an angle will not be able to see what you are doing on that particular system. So you can also use that screen lock as well. All right. Now we are moving to the next type of scam. We've talked about phishing. We talked about shoulder surfing. Now I'm moving into Wi-Fi phishing and watching hole attacks. Wi-Fi phishing and watching holes attack. Now, how does this work? Now, usually, a lot of us work in offices where we have to sit on desks, right? Now, as I was sitting on desks. Now there's some part of the company, they call it the backbone, right? The backbone. Now this is where your email servers are, your application servers are, your database servers are, right? Now an employees will have to sit with desk and connect with those servers to be able to work, right? Now most companies like their employees to work wirelessly, right? So because of that, what they put is that they put different routers that can interconnect those components, right? So those routers are there, and that is what we call a local area network. And so the employees can now connect wirelessly to that particular connection using their laptops, using their mobile devices. You can see the particular picture on my slide. You can see the backbone. You can see those routers there, right? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, all those blue icons, they call them the wireless access points. Do you understand? You can see those blue those things that look like Wi-Fi. right? They call them the wireless. Can you see it? My cursor is showing. Can you see my cursor? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
You can see my cursor, right? You can see these things. So they call them the wireless access points, right? So now those wireless access points, they release what is known as a beacon frame. Those beacon frames, right? What they do is that they contain the SSID of that particular network and then connectivity info. Do you understand? Now, when you put your system there and you put on your Wi-Fi, right? Now, your Wi-Fi begins to sniff this connection and you see your company's name, you connect. They might ask you for password or they might not ask you for password. It depends on how the company is built. So when you connect to one of those wireless access points and you want to access the internet, you see that this person has a laptop, is trying to access that Google. Do you see this particular tunnel? Do you see this tunnel? Do you see this pipe? Do you see the pipe?
Yes,
So
sir.
you can see it, right? So the connection goes through to the wireless server and then goes to Google. So its traffic is going through those wireless servers and to Google. So any communication is happening with Google, those wireless servers have access to it. Now, okay. Now look at this particular. Now look at the next. Look at the next picture. Can you see the next picture? Now, do you see that red wireless access point? Do you see the one in red? Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Now, yes, that part is it's called a rogue access point. A hacker can come and the hacker will put, maybe the hacker will first of all open the system. He will check the names of the companies. He will go and create a rogue access, a rogue access point, and then he will name it. He will give it a similar name with the name of your own person, your company's Wi-Fi. Okay. Somebody said no, sir. I can see no. Can you hear me? The no size. Can you hear me? Or the no size? What was the no? What did no sir actually mean? Is it that you can't see me my screen? Can you see my screen, everyone, please?
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay, you cannot see my screen. Oh wow.
I can see it from your end, yeah.
Okay, you can see it.
Yes.
Okay. Please. Okay, you can see. Some people can see. So Bisola, what's going on? Can you see my screen now? Kelvin, are you there? Can you see my screen? Kelvin,
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, right. Bisola, I think maybe it's network. Maybe you can log out,
I'll fix the
log out and log in again. So that. All right. So, but can you all see that red wireless server there? Now that is what they call a rogue access point. So I'm saying that a scammer can come to your organization, can sniff around, see the name of your Wi-Fi, the name of the Wi-Fi organization. He will go and create his own wireless access points, and then he will now give it the same name or similar name, and then he will come and place it there. Why? And he begin to send his own beacon frame, his own rogue beacon frame. They call it a rogue access point, right? And then somebody in the organization, an employee, will now go and connect to it and start checking the internet. Now, the internet will be working fine, everything will be going smoothly, but all the communication that is taking place between the employee and that particular server will be read by this rogue access points. And all the information of the company system will be read by the rogue access points. Right? So that is how it works. Now, the person can steal the employees the information and where the person accessing and do a lot of harm. Now there's another type of scam. They call it the watering hole attack. The watering hole attack. Now, what is the watering hole attack? I hope you are learning something. At times you might go to public places and then you see free Wi-Fi. Understand that anytime you log into somebody's Wi-Fi, whether the person is an organization or is an individual, the person have access to the information of your particular device and the person have access to every single thing that you are doing. You can read what you are doing at that particular point in time. Somebody can come to that cafe and put a rogue access point there, or that restaurant, and the person can install a malware into your, the person can send a malware to your system through that rogue access point. And then you now carry that same system into your organization. Do you understand? Another thing is that they can check the websites. Maybe somebody wants to hack an organization, they can check the websites that the employees they normally visit regularly. Then they will try to hack that website. If they can hack the web, okay, let me give an instance so that it will not be too abstract. For instance, maybe you visit a particular web, maybe like abc.com. You usually visit abc.com, and then the hacker manages to hack abc.com. That website. When they hack abc.com, they will put a malware. A malware is like a virus, right? But a virus is a type of malware. A malware is like just like a virus, for your understanding. They will put a malware there, and you will go to that same website as an innocent employee, and then in the process of that, in the process of visiting the website, the website will download the malware into your system. That is another variation of the watering hole attack. Do you understand? Now, in 2014, Forbes was hacked by an advanced internet, they call them the Advanced Persistent Threat, APT. Right? These people are big, they are big hackers. The reason why they are so big is because they have a lot of financial backing from states, from government. So they call them the APT, the Advanced Persistent Threat. So they hacked the Forbes websites, and then when they hacked Forbes website, they put a malicious banner there. At times you see a website, you see a shiny advertisement banner, they are selling shoes, they are selling watches, they are selling all those things, and then you are forced to click it. The moment you click that banner, immediately you to send a malware into your system to download it there, and millions were affected. 2014, although they were targeting people from the defense organizations, right? So this is one of the terrible things that hackers do. I hope you are following.
Yes, sir.
Now, how can you avoid this watering hole, this Wi-Fi phishing attack? How can you avoid it? How can you avoid it? Now, number one is avoid using public networks for official purposes. As much as possible, avoid it. When it's only if you want to do something that's not really serious. Maybe you want to stream one movie, or you want to check football scores, you can use. But when you're doing company work, avoid using public Wi-Fi. And even if you have to use it, you can use a VPN to securely encrypt your information. Now, we're still going to talk about VPN. I know many of you are asking that, what is the meaning of VPN? We are still going to talk about what VPN is, right? But use a VPN. VPNs, what VPN does is that VPN encrypts all your packets, the information that you have. So even if somebody checks your traffic, even if somebody tries to check what you are doing, it will be encrypted. What is the meaning of encryption? It means that they will turn those information. It will not be plain text. For instance, if you type something on your system, you type something in the search engine, it will not be plain text. What will be seen is an encrypted format that they cannot read. That will be difficult for them to crack. Now, in a scenario whereby you come to your system, you come to your office, and you are seeing a strange Wi-Fi that you have never seen before. This Wi-Fi is new. Immediately alert your IT security. Please. A lot of scams we have avoided because of an employee that alerted us that there is a scam here. So please alert immediately. Do you understand? These are ways you can avoid it. Now let's now move to phishing. I know this one is very common. Everybody uses phishing. You hear it a lot of times, you know. So, but let's know what phishing attacks actually is, right? Can you hear me? Now, phishing is when a receive. Okay, thank you so much. Phishing is when a user receives a fake email that appears to come from a legitimate source, for instance, from your bank. Now, what is the difference between vishing and phishing? Vishing is V-I-S-H. Phishing is P-H-I-S. Now, phishing is usually through emails. Vishing is usually through phone calls. When you receive a malicious email, the email is coming from a reputable source. Do you know that research has it that phishing, this particular phishing, is one of the most successful type of scam among all these types of scam? It is it has a high success rate. That is research as it. So when you click on the email, what they do is that they can attach a virus. They can send a malicious link. When you click on that link, it will install virus in your system. Or they can send an attachment. The attachment might look like a PDF file, a folder, anything, document, and then when you click on that attachment, it sends a malware to your system, and then to contaminate that particular system. Now, how can you avoid phishing? Now, always look out. You see, in your Gmail, there's something called, there are many of you that got emails from us this morning reminding you about today's webinar. You realize that an email normally has a display name and the source, that is the email address in itself, right? No two email addresses can ever be the same. How do you identify phishing? You can check. Look at this. This is chase@noreply.net, right? But let me ask you, is it really chase@noreply.net? Is it really? Somebody can just maybe echo it from the audience, yes or no. If you said yes, right? But the answer is no. Look at the email address. Look at the email address. Look at what it is. Look at what is there. rrh@anami.mail.go.th. What is that? That is not the same email. The reason why, maybe you are using Chase Bank, for instance. Chase is like a bank. You are using Chase Bank and you get an email from this. Immediately, what is the first thing you will see? You will see chase@noreply.net. You will say, oh, my bank has texted me. You will not even check. You will not even check to see the email address in itself. What you are seeing there is the display name. So whenever you get an email, don't just check the display name, because they can forge this. They can forge the display name to look like your bank or to look like your office. To look like, check the email address. Do you understand? Yeah. Check the email address. Another thing is check for grammatical errors. These are how to prevent phishing. Verify that the email is legitimate. Check for grammatical errors. At times they can make some mistakes. For instance, they are starting a sentence with small letter, they are putting full stop everywhere. The email, the grammatical error is terrible. Like as if a 1-year-old child is the one that sends you the email. They don't even, you get my points. There's some, I'm not saying that some companies, when they are sending emails, don't make errors here and there, but when it's too terrible, you know that something is fishy here. Do you understand? Be suspicious of free gifts, especially this period that we are in this season of celebration. Be suspicious of free gifts. You get? Report anything that you see. Report it to the IT. You understand? I want us to be hastening up because of time. I will just share two scenarios of a phishing attack. The first one I'm going to share with you is Krilan Bank. Krilan Bank lost £80 million through a phishing attack. You understand? So somebody sent an email that claimed to be from the CEO of the company. Then Sony Pictures. Everybody knows Sony Pictures, right? Sony Pictures lost £80 million as well. Right? What happened was that the CEO happened to receive an email from Apple. It was a phishing attack. Amazon too. Although Amazon didn't tell us how much they lost, but I'm sure it's millions of dollars. They got an information that about a shipping update from a product that we're expecting. They were expecting a product. You get? So also report to IT immediately. Be suspicious of free gifts. Now, quickly, let us quickly move to another variation of phishing. They call it spear. They call it spear phishing. Spear phishing, right? Spear phishing. What is spear phishing? Spear phishing is a more targeted type of phishing. At this point in time, they will get information about one particular person. They will try to get information about one person. They are targeting an employee. They leverage specific information. It seems to be arriving from authentic source. In spear phishing, they focus on quality and not quantity. Now, in 2013 to 2015, that is within the range of 2013 to 2015, Facebook and Google lost $100 million due to spear phishing. What happened was that both of them, they know a company that they normally do business with, right? They are both involved in that particular tech giant. So they targeted some employees in Google and in Facebook, and then they were able to get the information that they want, and that's how they sent those ones an invoice, and then they lost that amount of money. So see how terrible it is. So what are the techniques of spear phishing? First of all, identification. They identify the person. It could be an organization, it could be an individual. No, but the second one is they contact the target person as an authentic source. They will contact the person maybe through email, through text, through phone call, or personal conversation. And then they exploit the person using the information they get information, and then they steal what they want to steal. All right. How can we prevent spear phishing? Verify all links. Now, how can you verify links? When somebody sends you a link, you can hover. There is something called hover. You can just hover on the link, hover on it. When you hover, you see the link, the information will come out. Where the destination of that link, they can know if it's a malicious link or not. Then verify where the email is coming from. Don't click on any attachments until you check where the email is coming from. Verify the source. Call your superior to confirm. Don't act in urgency. No matter if they tell you that you don't do it now, you lose your job. If you don't do it now, we'll block your account. If you don't do it now, don't hang up and call. Call your superior official line. Meet IT security. Always try to confirm. In cybersecurity, there's something we call zero trust. We're not going to go deep into that one, though, but let's continue. Now, okay, wait a minute. We are moving to cookies. I know some of you are asking, Abisayo, what does cookies have to do with cybersecurity awareness? Do you want to give us cookies because of it's getting to be Christmas? Well, this is not the type of cookies that we normally eat, right? It's not the type of cookie we normally eat. Cookies are small files that websites send to your browser to save information. No, at times when you go online to check some website, they'll ask you, do you want cookies? I know you normally experience that, right? Do you want to accept cookies? Now that is what I'm talking about. So what they do is that when you visit the websites, right? For instance, you visit Amazon. Okay, let's go. How does cookies work? How does cookie work? You visit maybe Amazon. The moment you visit it, Amazon will create a cookie. That cookie will contain your session ID, right? It could be maybe your system information, So when it collects that session ID, it stores it in your system as well. Now, when you leave that particular website and then you go back to it, maybe in a week time, Amazon will, and then you click on that Amazon.com again. What happens is that your system, that cookie that Amazon puts in your system, your browser, your system, your query in the search engine will follow it, and then it will go to the Amazon server. So Amazon server will compare and realize that okay, this is the same person that came the other time. You get? So the cookies are useful because they reduce login requirements, they help to maintain card states, and they're used for targeted marketing. Some of you go and check for maybe a new bag or a new watch, and when you go to your Facebook, the first thing that you will see on Facebook is come and buy this watch. How many of you normally experience that sometimes? I'd be like, how do these people know? Are they evil spirits? How did they know that I was trying to just get a watch? How did they know I wanted to get something? So it is the cookies that the money is used. All right, so what are the cookie safety tips? Cookies do not infect, but they can compromise your privacy and they can steal some information, right? Now there's the GDPR, that is the Global Data Protection Regulation. They made it mandatory to show cookie pop-up. That's why nowadays people don't, in those days they will just take your cookie, but now they will ask you first before they do that. Yes. So when to decline cookies, when the cookie pop-up mentions third party, at times this website they sell your information to third organizations, right? And also once in a while, always delete cookies from your system. Go to your system settings, your browser settings, and go and delete cookies. It's very good to do that. Okay, browser fingerprints. I'm seeing a lot of people are dropping questions. I'm seeing them. I'm seeing all your questions. I'm going to answer each and every one of them, right? We are getting there. I'll answer, just write a question. I'll answer every single one of your questions. Browser fingerprinting. Now, what is your browser fingerprint? Now, everybody has a fingerprint, right? You can see my thumb. And nobody can have like my fingerprints. It's very unique. So there are some data points that are here, right? So the system captures the data points and then use to identify me. The same way they can identify you through your fingerprints, they can also identify you through your browser prints. If you may ask me how, is there anything like browser prints? There is something like browser prints. You understand? It's an advanced technology for identifying users by capturing their unique data points, right? So they can capture your browser, the browser you are using. Now, okay, let me quickly tell you how it works. Let me quickly tell you how it works. Now, everybody is using different kind of system, right? But it is unlikely that we are all doing the same things with our system. I might be using Microsoft Edge. Kelvin might be using Microsoft Firefox. Grace might be using Microsoft Opera Mini. These are some of the things they take note of. And the more if they're able to take note of the more they're able to know about how you use your system, the more they're able to identify you. For instance, if they can get the browser you use, your browser version, your browser dimension, the dimension of your screen, the fonts you are using, your operating system, the plugins, maybe you are using Adobe Reader, you are using one extension, your time zone, the connected devices that you have, your external devices you connected to your system. All these things are what they use to identify a particular person. Please, do you understand what I'm saying? Are you getting? Do you get the explanation I use? Did you get the explanation, guys? Okay, all right. So, and they can use those. So how do you avoid fingerprinting? Use a common browser. The idea is to be anonymous on the system. You don't have to let people know that this is you use one on common browser that nobody in this life is to use. That's what you are using. It will be easy for them to identify you because they know you're the only one using that kind of browser. So don't use common browsers. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Use common browsers. Use VPNs. Like I told you, I'm still going to talk about VPN. I know many of you are asking what are VPNs, but use VPNs. Minimize the plugins you are using. The more plugins you are using, the more it's easy to identify you. Only you using audio plugins, they will easily identify you. Do you understand? So these are one of the things we save. Use incognito mode. Incognito mode allows website, they will not be able to look, they will not be able to check your cookies. They cannot access your cookies. They can't access your system information. Use plugins to control JavaScript. There are some plugins that allows only a type of JavaScript. So they will block some JavaScript. They will allow some JavaScript. Now let's go to VPNs. We are almost done with this session. Please just be jotting down and I just want to just let you know so that you can be protected. You can protect yourself in the digital world. So let's go to VPNs. Now, what are VPNs? What are VPNs? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it protects the users by encrypting their data and masking their IP address. Now, somebody will ask me, how does VPN work? Can you see the picture on my screen? Can you see the picture on my screen? Now, what VPN does is that VPN encrypts your traffic. You understand? It encrypts your traffic. Whatever you're typing, normally it's supposed to be plain text. Although HTTPS does that, but it's make sure that all your traffics are encrypted. So that even if somebody happens to check it, they will see encrypted file. Now look at how it works. Look at the user. Can you see my screen? You can see the user. This user has VPN. Usually, when the user is trying to browse the internet, all these places that all these things that look like a system unit, they are all servers. They are website servers. If this user is trying to access the website server can take as many information as possible from that particular person. If the person has a VPN, that VPN will encrypt the data, right? But whenever it what it does is that what it does, see, let me see this here. The thing is this, there's something known as your IP address. Do you understand? There's something known as your IP address. Now, I don't want you to mix up HTTPS with VPNs. I think, HTTPS mostly does the encryption. Do you get? What they do is that, many of you, when you're building websites, you see some websites that are HTTP. Those ones they don't encrypt your data. What they simply do is that when you get all your data is going to be plain text, so the hackers can see it. But when you use HTTPS, they encrypt your data. Now, there's something called your IP address when you are browsing, right? Now, those IP address, it has a lot of information. Where you are actually browsing from, that is your location, the actual location that you are browsing from, right? And then it has information about your particular system, the system that you are using at that particular time. So it's easy for them to identify you. So what VPN does, that VPN will change your IP address. You understand? So that it will be sending a different IP address to the server. For instance, now, if you have a VPN that has a branch in US, for instance, and you are trying to access a server, what the server will be seeing, maybe you are in Nigeria, what the server will be seeing is you'll be seeing someone from US. And you will not be seeing the information of your particular system. You understand? Now look at the picture of this person that is trying to use the internet, check the server. Like I said, all those things that look like a system unit, they are all servers, right? Now, what it does is that the moment you send the moment you send your information, your query to the server, firstly, what it does is that it changes your IP address, right? So it appears as if you are connected to the internet from the VPN. So it appears as if you are connected to, maybe you are in Nigeria, you are using a VPN, maybe you want to use a VPN that has a branch in Canada. I know some VPNs are very, very popular. They have branches almost all over the world. They can be seeing someone that is coming from another country entirely. Right? So it will encrypt your internet traffic. And so you can be able to use the internet safely. Even if someone get access to your information, that person will be seeing a wrong information. Do you understand? Guys, do you understand that explanation? Okay. Now, there is something that is that can happen in a scenario whereby, let's assume there is a break in connection. There is something called a kill switch. There are some VPNs that have a kill switch that at times maybe there's a protocol error, and then the VPN is unable to come on. You can be all your details can be visible to scammers. So there are some VPNs that have a kill switch. If you set it in such a way that you cannot browse the internet without the VPN on, without going through the VPN. Now, what are the benefits of VPN? Number one, it provides encryption. It provides a secured encrypted tunnel. It gives you privacy. It helps you to bypass restrictions. All right. So you can access some opportunities that are in other countries, even though you are not in that country. According to the report by security.org, 50% of adult users in the US use VPNs, and mostly for privacy concerns. VPNs, interesting facts. Security and privacy were the most cited reasons why people use VPNs. Sometimes you get higher internet speeds. Yes, some ISP, some internet service providers, they deliberately slow your internet speed. They call it throttling. They will slow it down. Maybe so they can prevent you from doing something like downloading to peer-to-peer download, or maybe you are trying to stream a particular video. They will slow your VPN. So they will slow your internet speed. So VPN can help you to, because when they encrypt your information, they won't even know what they're using your internet to do. So you have higher internet speed. What I'm not saying that you should go and jump on any VPN, because some of you now you say, let me use VPN. There's some VPN that they are also malicious. Number one, use VPN that has global servers. Don't use VPN that is just only in one state or one country. Use VPN that has global servers. Use VPN that has a kill switch. Some VPN stores logs. Some VPN stores information of everything you're doing on the internet. Use VPN that does not store log, like ExpressVPN and NordVPN. Do not use free VPN. Don't use free VPN, because some of these all those free VPN, they normally sell your information to scammers. Not scammers per se, but they sell it to third party, and it can fall in wrong hands. So don't use free VPN. Use VPN that is legit. All right. Now let's talk about strong password. I hope you are learning something. Now, strong passwords. Now, many of us, we just use, and we are talking about how to set password. There's something called a brute force. Do you know that people can actually hack your password? Many of you use common passwords. Don't use common password. Like, don't worry, we'll talk about it. There's something called the brute force attack. What is the brute force attack? They try all the possible combinations to guess your password. They can, if they try 100 times, for instance, if your password is only 2 letters or 3 letters, 1,000 or 100 times trial, they will get your password. They call it a brute force when people are trying so many things. You can normally see it in some movies, right? There are something called dictionary attacks. What some scammers do is that they take the dictionary, because instead of them be thinking that how will I get the password, they take the dictionary and then they test your password. They use all the old words in the dictionary to try to get your password. And most of the time, they are always successful, right? Now, there is something interesting. Do you know that the researchers in Cambridge University, they did something very funny? They analyzed 70 million Yahoo passwords, right? They analyzed it against a dictionary that contains just 1,000 words. So, although Yahoo did not release the accounts that those passwords were like linked to, but they tried it for an experiment. Do you know that 10% of the password were easily broken? Imagine 10%. So out of 17 million passwords, they were able to break 10% of them just by using a dictionary with 1,000 words. And I mean, you know that there are not only 1,000 words in the dictionary, there are other words. There are more. Now, that 10% is enough because most of these scammers, they are not even targeting plenty people. They just want a few number of persons that they can hit that will affect the whole organization. That they will put a worm there and the worm will spread down to all the whole networks. Do you understand? So that's how serious it is. So what are the tips to avoid these dictionary attacks? Avoid using common words like serendipity. Avoid compound words like cowboy, crosswalks. Do you understand? Avoid common patterns like 1111, 111111, ABC 123. Don't put password like avoid using commonly known password because some of these scammers, they will check your Facebook, they will check your first name, they will check your brother name, your sister name, your pet name, you know, you will check your date of birth. Don't put date of birth as password. Don't put date of your pets, your name of your pet as password. Don't put first name as password. Don't put password as password. Right? So, how do you select password? Yeah, some people, they want to be smart. They're going to use password. My password is password. So don't use password as password. Now, how do you select password? Number one, select a long password. Use let me try to open a quick document. Use long passwords. Use uppercase and lowercase. I'm going to do a little demonstration to you now. I'm going to open a blank document. We are getting there. We're getting there. Can you all see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, that sounds.
Okay. Now, if I want to set password, now, if I want to set, for instance, now, Superman, instead of writing Superman, you can write like this. See, oh, do you see what I did? Do you see? The one that I put in green, or let me put a much in blue. Do you see the blue text? You see that? Both of them are Superman, but the other one, I mixed it with some symbols and characters to make it more difficult to crack. Do you understand? So you can use common phrases too. Do you understand? You can use common phrases as well. You get? You can use maybe sports okay. I love sports cars. I love sports cars. So I'm not saying you should go and look for one password that you use that you really forget your own password. Go, you know, there's a password that when you set it, as you have set it, you have forgotten it because it's too long and too complex. I'm not saying you want to write password now, you just gonna write you gotta do this like this. Say because they say I should put now this is your look at this is your password. You will forget it. There's no way you will not forget it. You surely forget it. Do you understand? So use a password that you can use a name, but mix the name with symbols, with uppercase, with lowercase, with numbers. And then it's going to be very, very hard for those scammers to guess. They can't even guess your password because it will be too difficult to guess it. Are you following? And another thing is this: do not use the same password for all your accounts. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of them is having only one password. One is very dangerous. Do you know why? If someone is able to get just one of your accounts, imagine the damage that will happen to all that account that you have. So you should use different password for different accounts. Do you understand? If you have a router, there's something that happened to a particular family. Police came to go and raid them and arrested them for a crime they committed. It was a terrible crime, sexual harassment crime. Unknown to them, they were not the ones that did it. It was their neighbor that was using their Wi-Fi to do it. How was the neighbor able to get the Wi-Fi? They did not change their Wi-Fi password. Some of you, your Wi-Fi, the password is 000. Your password is ADMI admin. Your password is 12111. You did not change it. Since you bought that router, since you bought that Wi-Fi, you have not changed that password once in your life. It's a default password. Change your default password. Do you understand? One more thing is multi-factor authentication. Is also a method too. Multi-factor authentication, they use what you have and what you know, right? You set the password, that's why you was confirm with your phone. Like ATM is what you have and your PIN is what you know. So that is authentication. That is multi-factor authentication. So I hope you have learned a lot about password. Please set password that is difficult to break. Let's move to dumpster diving. Dumpster diving. We have learned so much type of scam, right? I'm sure as with this knowledge you have, scammers will have a very hard time trying to scam you. No, you will not be having that kind of. We learned about phishing. We learned about phishing. We learned about watering hole attack. We learned about shoulder surfing. We have learned so many things, right? Now we are learning what they call dumpster diving. This one is also very important. Now, what is dumpster diving? What is dumpster diving? Dumpster diving is when someone like this, if you look at this picture, look at this guy. He's entering the dustbin. He's entering the dustbin. You want to go and check information. Sometimes you have a dustbin beside your office, and then you will leave the dustbin there, and you will be throwing the trash of your organization inside the dustbin. And someone will go there, they will pick those documents, they will see a lot of details, order deliveries, system documents, proprietary information, bank details, they will see everything. There is this guy, they call him Jerry Schneider, 1968, right? Now, this particular person, he started his own company from dumpster diving. Although he was eventually caught and arrested, but to show you how much can be got from dumpster diving. The company he got it from was the Pacific Telephone, the trash. He saw other deliveries, system documents. He was able to open his own company from what he was able to loot out of them. Although, like I said, he was later caught, but when he came out of prison, he later opened his own legit company. Right? And there's another person they call him Matt Malone. In fact, he boasts that he's a professional dumpster diver. He said that he can make up to $250,000 a year just by picking trash. Right? So they can get information. You have your bank details with you, you just squeeze it, trace someone does be by your side. Somebody will just go there and pick it up, get the information they need to get. So please be careful about that one too. Now, quickly, what are the tips to avoid dumpster diving? Shred all documents and distribute them at different locations. What you normally do, if you have a sensitive document, shred it, there are three types of shredding. There are three types of cuts. There is strip cuts, there is cross cuts, and there is micro cuts. Strip cuts, you just cut it, just tear it one, tear like that. Cross cuts, you tear it vertically, you still go and tear it horizontally too. The macro cuts, you keep it in a shredder machine to shred everything. However, some people can still be very desperate. They will go inside that dustbin and they will take those shredded documents and they will go and start arranging like puzzle. Yes, it's possible. It's very, very possible, and some scammers do it. So what you do is that when you shred your documents, keep it in different dustbin. You can keep one in maybe in Agbara dustbin. You take another one in dustbin in Igondo. Another one in Victoria Island. So you spread it across different dustbins. Do you understand? If possible, incinerate it. That means burn it into ashes. Burn them into ashes. Another thing is that any sensitive information, you can black it out. You can clean it. Use Tipex. Use a paint to shatter it off before tearing it. Or you can tear away the sensitive part and dispose it separately. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you following? Now, what about media storage? Like your hard drive, your memory card, your flash drive. Your hard drive is your system. How can you sanitize the media storage? You can overwrite it and then you can format it. Overwrite it and then we format it. We are almost done with what we have for today, but please just pay attention. You can overwrite it and you format it. There's something called degaussing. There's a very high powerful magnet that you can use to remove your information from your hard disk. However, nowadays people use SSD, and SSD is not based on magnetic technology. When you are buying a used laptop, be careful, because although you might format the system, but with some high forensic technology tools, they can be able to get some information on that system. And if you're not buying it from maybe a scam, it can be traced to such a person, right? Okay. Now let's move to ransomware. Ransomware. What is ransomware? I think this is going to be the last type of scam for today that we're going to talk about. What is ransomware? Ransomware is a type of malicious software or malware that prevents you from accessing your computer files, and they will ask you to pay a ransom. For instance, you are using your system, all of a sudden your system locks automatically, you cannot use it again, and then ask you to pay some amount of money to use your own system. That is what they call ransomware. Do you understand? Now, what does you see, there is something that happened in 2017. They call it the WannaCry. It was the biggest ransomware attack. Over 300 organizations were impacted, 150 countries, $100 billion were lost. How do they do it? You know, they normally tell you to update your system application, update your software. Many of us, we don't update it. It's good to update your system, because at times those companies, they notice a backdoor, they notice a vulnerability in the software, and they update it, and they tell you to update it, but you don't update it, and there's some patches, right? So these scammers, they installed a worm in an employee system, and there's something. Look at, let me tell you how worm operates. They call it a worm. It's a type of Trojan. What it does is that once it enters your system, it will spread through all the network. It will enter your system, it will lock your system, it will begin to go inside your contacts, and it will begin to send emails to people. And all those people that are opening the emails, when they open the emails, it will enter into their computer and it will do the same thing, and it will keep on spreading. And that's how I was able to spread to over 150 countries around the world. Right? It happened to Windows PC. You get it's the biggest ransomware attack. There are other ones. There's something called the Bad Rabbits in 2017. Right? So it locks up systems and then you cannot use that system. What it does is that it will encrypt all your documents and you cannot use it. You understand? So then how can you know your system has been compromised by ransomware? Number one, encrypted files, anomalous behavior of your system. Your system will pop in, your system will show something like, I have gotten, they will write something on your system that I've gotten access to your system, pay this amount of money to get your information, pay that amount of money to get the particular information. Do you understand? Okay, so safety tips. Keep your OS and software updated and patched. Yes, keep your software updated and patched. Never install software from sketchy websites. Some of us, anywhere we see software, we install from everywhere, anything. As long as we install, want to know. Be careful. Avoid clicking on suspicious links and attachments. If you discover that your system is infected by malware, do not shut down. Don't shut down your system. Do you know why? Do you know why you should not shut down your system? Because these are what ransomware does, that when it enters your system, it encrypts all your files, right? And then it uses a key to encrypt your files. The moment it has encrypted all your files, it will remove the key from the memory. So if you shut down the system, you can never get that files again until you get that key. So what you should do is that when a ransomware attacks your system, immediately isolate the system, disconnect it from Wi-Fi, disconnect it from local area network connections. Then you report to IT security immediately. There are sometimes cases whereby they were able to retrieve the key before the system deleted the key. They retrieve the key and unlock it. Another thing, always back up important data to different clouds. Do you understand? Use that are not connected to your main networks. Any important backup to a separate, so that there's some whenever there's a ransomware attack, you have your backup secure in another server. You not even pay the money. Do you understand? So thank you so much. That is the end of today's session. I hope you learned a lot. I had to speed up a lot of things to make sure that we keep to time. And now we are in the question and answer session. Does anybody have questions and answers? It's time for me to answer them. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so Grace, over to you. I can thank you so much. Dr. Ebison. I can see Dr. Ebison is here. Thank you so much. I can see Sadi Ozan. I can see Professor Akindoju. Thank you so much for honoring our events. Thank you so much. We're very grateful. I can see Mrs. Omojo. Thank you for coming. My dad is also here too. Mr. Folu Agoi. Thank you so much. A very big shout out to my dad. He's also in the call too. Thank you for honoring the invitation. And my bro Francis is here too as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, that my dad is waving his hand. So okay. All right. So each and every one of you, I'm just trying to check. I'm seeing some very important persons. Thank you so much for staying true to this particular event. So over to you, Uju, thank you so much. Over to you, Grace. Grace, over to you. Are you there? Okay. What about the co-host? Bisola, are you there?
Thank you so much for this wonderful insights, Mr. Abisayo. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I must say that I learned a lot. I learned from the basic things to the advanced things about cybersecurity. I think that one thing that stood out for me was the vision and phishing. And then the cookies. Most times we go on websites, we want to order for this and that, and then we see accept all cookies or decline, and immediately we're like, oh, let's just quickly just take this away from my site. Let me just get to what I want to do, and then we'll just accept all cookies. We would not verify. I would not verify. Sometimes I would not see that. Okay, is this safe enough to accept? Does it have a third party attachment, or is it using an insecure? Is it using an is it insecure? So I think that now I know that before I accept all cookies, I will check if it has a third party attachment or if it is insecure. Sometimes this website even they just refer you to other, there's what they call they refer you to other places that you don't want to go to. They just transfer you to other places. So once I see all those things, I know that this website is insecure. I will just decline immediately. And then the phishing, very common, manipulating email addresses to make it look official. So we'll have to look out for that when we are, when we are receiving any information from any email address. Look at the email address, verify, know if it is an official email address, if it's the one you're familiar with, and the contents of the message sent and everything. I would say that I had fun learning. I don't know if we had fun learning. If we had fun learning, please, can you just wave your hands? Can you just clap? Can you just signify? Just do your, just show your favorite emoji. Just appreciate this information. This is an information that we did not pay. I did not pay for. I did not pay. And I know that this knowledge is very, very crucial. And I would have had it now. I would not sell it. Instead, I would use it to be cybersecurity aware. So now we are moving to questions and answers. If you have questions, you can indicate by raising up your hands, or you can type your questions in the comment section, or whatever, however you want to ask your questions. Please just indicate or comment. Okay, I can see some hands. I can see Ajileye. Okay, let's take the one from Ajileye first before we move to Mr. Folu Agoi. Okay, because I saw Ajileye first. So Ajileye, over to you, please. You can ask your questions, or your question rather. If it's one, if it's two, just go ahead.
No, I was not asking. I was just raising hand to just affirm that I'm listening.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So do we have questions? Let's see the comment section if you have.
No.
Okay, Sadi Hossein is saying this is a very insightful session. Yes, I learned so much. Then Ronke Abisin is saying a very good one. Proud of you. Keep it up. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments. Do we have questions? We have had a lot of information today. So if you have questions, please. Okay, please, it's time for questions now. Any question will be accepted. We are all learning. Okay, yes, I've been notified that Dr. Ronke Ebisin, thank you very much. Proud of you. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Apologies for the omission of the title. Very important. So do we have questions? I saw that Emmanuel was raising up his hands during this session. Do you have a question you want to ask? This is the time to get exposed to these things. Most times we don't get this knowledge from our work environment, or we get very little of it. But this is a free knowledge, and I know that many of us are well versed about it. These things happen, so we cannot be over secured. We cannot be over aware. So if you have questions, please indicate by putting up your hands or asking. If you want to ask us in the comment section. Okay, Grace. If
If there is no question, I have questions for you. I have questions for
okay,
you.
okay then.
And we have two questions I'm about to ask, and whoever answers it to get to see the prize. So I'm about to ask questions. Hope you all can hear me. Hope you all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I want to ask, but the speaker talked about so many things. We talked about the we talked about how to prevent shoulder shock. We talked about how to save for vision. We talked about points of vision, difference between vision and vision, how to avoid multiple attack. So many things. I can't do it. So I want to ask. The first question is, what is the difference between phishing and phishing? That's the first question. Difference between phishing and phishing. That's the first question I want to ask now. Secondly, how to prevent shoulder shock. That's the second question. And the third question I want to ask is how to be safe from phishing. So if you have answers to this question, just simplify and answer them in comment section. So those are my questions. Is that clear enough? Should I repeat myself? Is that clear enough?
Okay, we have an answer from Mr. Francis Aketuame. But before Grace, can you repeat the question all over again so that they can hear clearly before
Okay.
we take the answers?
Question. The first question, how to prevent shoulder shock? That's the first question. The difference between phishing and phishing. That's the
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Okay, if you have a question, just see the answer the I'll take one so you can take it. That's
Okay, just a moment, Grace. Mr. Francis Aketuame is asking a question. Mr. Abisayo, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call.
So Mr. Francis Aketuame is asking, regarding phishing, are there any apps that can inform me that a caller is a scammer?
Okay, all right, that's a very good question. Now, currently, we have a very popular app, which is Truecaller. Truecaller can try to get the ID and the name of the particular caller that is calling you. And at times, when the number is a weird number, it will tell you scam. Maybe like some applications, maybe like maybe somebody's kind of fintech applications trying to call you. It can flag it as a scammer. But I don't know if you have experienced it before. To flag it as a scammer, right? So yeah, that is it. So, but however, there's some those scammers, they can have some kind of advanced technology that can make them forge an ID, right? They can make them forge an ID, and they might not necessarily call you they might not call you as a scam. They can call you as a normal number, like a normal actual person's phone number, telling you that they are from your bank. So even if you have a technology, the technology will just tell them as an unknown number. So to tell you that it is an unknown number and to give a foreign name, right? So they're imposters. They're trying to impersonate someone from your bank. So that's why the safest way to avoid phishing attack is hang up the call and then call the official number of your bank, the official number of your boss at work, your CEO, the official number, the actual number of that relative. Hang up, don't take any action, hang up, and you call them instead. That's the safest way. So that's just it. So there are some applications. A very good one is Truecaller, like I said. But even at that, there are some people that try to impersonate. And so that is it. Have I answered the question?
Mr. Francis.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Francis, is that okay? Are you clarified?
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so any if you have any question, please ask. I'm available throughout the session to answer all your questions. It's very important that we stay safe online. It's very important that we stay safe in the digital space, and that is why this event was even held in the first place, to create awareness and to make the internet world a safer place for everyone. Whether you are knee deep into tech, or you are just a starter in technology, or you don't really have technological knowledge, you have some fundamental knowledge of safety measures, precautions when using the internet space. So please ask your questions. I'm very much available to answer all of them.
So you still have a chance to ask a question. If you have questions, just ask before I continue. If you have questions, ask your questions.
And Mr. Abisayo, I would also like to use this illustration, and then probably you could clarify the house on how to respond to this particular cyber attack. Then what about a particular case whereby you applied for a job, or maybe you didn't even apply for any job, or probably this local government thing that you see, they'll send a particular message, you get a particular message, and then you will see that they would state you've been employed into this particular company, or you see you are qualified for the local government's share of profits, and then you are entitled to a particular amount of money. Please call this number. I know that you have stated it's the type of cyber attack during your lecture, but would you like to clarify? Because many people now, especially Nigerians, during this period of scarcity, of money and everything, they're always so excited to get that particular message. So how can you explain in the layman's way on how to treat or how to counter attack that particular message or that particular SMS in order not to fall victim of such cyber attack? So please just say it the layman's way.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. La. So for clarification, you happen to get an email telling you that you qualified for a program.
An SMS, not even an email.
An SMS that you qualified for a governmental program, and then you should call a particular number. Okay. All right. Like I said, most of the times we are getting, this is an example of a phishing attack. An example of a phishing attack. Now, when you're getting such messages, number one, there are some patterns. Usually, when you are giving job opportunities, it hardly enters your SMS. Most of the time, it enters your email. Number two, you are not usually told to call anyone. Usually, it's either they schedule a meeting with you, because they know that you are not aware. Let's assume maybe you applied for, maybe there are some forums where you just tend to send your CVs. You might even forget where you applied to such organizations, especially when you are in this, so you can apply to different organizations, and then some organizations will reach out to you that you even forgot that you applied to it. It happens. But usually it's either they schedule an online meeting or they schedule a physical meeting. They most times never asks you as an applicant to call them. They are the ones supposed to call you, and most of the times they do it via your official email, or they send a meeting link to you to join. Do you understand?
Yes, very clear.
Yes. Secondly, always carry out, as an applicant seeking for a job, whenever you get an opportunity, number one thing that you must do is that research that company giving you the opportunity. Never go to an interview without properly making your research about the company. Because some companies don't have a website. How will you be a company that you are giving someone a job, you don't have an official website? They are telling you that the only online presence they have is Facebook or Instagram. And you check their Instagram, you check their Facebook, no following, no post, nothing. They have just 3 followers. And they are a company giving jobs. These are some of the things you check. So you research the company, research their location, and then research what they do. But primarily, you check those shady patterns. You understand? So these are the things, these are the ways you can actually be safe from all these scams. And when they start requesting some sensitive information over the phone, you know that it is clearly scam. You cannot be employing someone and asking them for their bank details, like their PIN number, their ATM, for OTP. I sent you an OTP because I'm giving you a job. Why are they sending OTP for a job? So all those things are some shady things. There are some patterns that you know that it is a red flag. So you run away from it. Do you understand?
Thank you very much, Mr. Abisayo. So over to you, Grace. Let's take the answers to the questions Grace has asked. And let's not forget that we have giveaways as well. So the winners of our questions will receive a grand prize. Emphasis on grand. So
and Mr. Abisayo, I have a question too. So I want to ask, what measures can individuals take to safeguard their personal and financial information from phishing and phishing attacks?
All right.
So can you hear me?
I can hear you, Grace.
Yes,
You
sir.
asked that what measures can an individual take to guide their personal information
From phishing and phishing attacks.
from phishing and phishing attacks. Right? Okay, I'm just going to give you, I've talked about most of them, but let me just try to give you in summary. Firstly, you always use strong passwords. Always use strong passwords. And don't just click any link. Sometimes you go to a link. They will tell you that you need to vote for somebody. Your friend is, wants to vote, and you click the link. They will take you to a page that looks like Facebook. It is not Facebook. Oh, it looks like Facebook. You will check it. You see that the URL is wrong. Do you understand? Check emails. Don't just click on any link. Don't just open any attachments. Don't just check the display name of the emails. Check the address. Sometimes they will have a display name Amazon, but if you look at the address, you see some weird address r@gmail.t. This cannot be Amazon official email address. Do you understand? Don't use the same password for all your accounts: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everything the same password. Use different password so that even if they're able to get one account, it will be difficult for them to get the rest. But if you use the same password for everything, once they get one, that is the end. I've got everything possible. Do you understand? When you go to a cyber cafe, please, as much as possible, avoid even doing personal details. If you go to a cyber cafe, there's a chance, maybe you have to log in with your email. If as you are going, delete your profile from that cafe. Make sure that you don't look at what the man is doing. So don't just leave it to the man to handle your emails. Look at what to do. Make sure that as you are logging out, you are deleting your profile. Whenever you log into your email, they will ask a question: should I save? Let him click no. Look at what he's doing. Tell him to click no, don't save. And immediately you are logging out, delete your profile from that computer before leaving the computer. Be careful when you're buying used laptop. Do you understand? So this are one of the things that I can use to safeguard your personal information.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So let's continue. And my question, the first question, I'm going to say the name. So the first question is how to prevent shoulder shopping. That's the first question. So if you have answer to it, just send it out, just send it to us. Let me know if you know the answer to the question, just write it in the comment section. Yeah, but I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to take it step by step. So that's number one question. Okay. Anyone? Okay, let me ask the second question. The second question is how to be safe from phishing. That's the second question. Anyone?
Ajile,
Can I give it?
I think someone is raising up.
Okay. All right. So tell us, please.
Okay.
So right here.
Okay, Ajile has his hands raised up. Ajile, do you want to say something? Your hands are raised up. like we all said initially, this is a learning phase. So we are all learning. There's no answer that is wrong. There's no answer that is wrong or that is less of an answer. So let's just say what we have learned. And I mean, the comments are flooding with, I've learned so much. This is so insightful and everything. So it's time for us to give back. Let us know and let us show the teacher that we actually learned so much about this session, and then we are well versed about what cybersecurity entails. So let's just say something. The first question was the differences, or how do we differentiate between vishing and phishing? That was the first question asked. So I'm very sure that we know this. So let's just respond and show that we're attentive in class, and then we actually did learn a lot from this session. So, or do we have to call names? Please, if you want to answer the question, you can kindly unmute yourself and respond to the question.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have Chioma raising up her. Okay, yes, Chioma, please go ahead.
Okay, so I want to answer the question about shoulder surfing.
Okay.
So I think we
Yeah,
can prevent shoulder surfing by being conscious of our environment, and we shouldn't enter sensitive information in public.
Okay. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, that's
Okay,
correct.
thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Yes, thank
Chioma.
you so much. Thank you. So I think someone asked the question.
Please let's give it up for Chioma. It shows that she was very attentive in class. Let's give it up and encourage her. I mean, she's the
Okay.
first of many of us that have answered so far. Thank you. Yes, Grace, you were saying something.
Yes, I think someone asked the question. I think this time Manuel. Mr. Manuel asked the
Okay.
question. Yes.
Okay. So do we
Someone
have
continue your question.
Mr. Abisayo on the call to respond to Emmanuel? Okay, Emmanuel asked, is it safe to save passwords on the website? I think any of us here can even answer the question. Is it safe? So from what Mr. Abisayo said, is it safe to save passwords on the website, on websites?
All right, can you hear me?
Choma, okay, Abisayo.
Okay, all right. Yes, that's a good question. Is it safe to save passwords on websites? All right, usually you don't save your password on a website. In your machine, there's in your browser, there's something called like for instance, Google Chrome, there's password manager. The password manager is a software that helps you to keep your passwords in place so I can easily remember them, right? And since it is your machine, it is a good practice. However, if you lose that machine, it would imply that you've also forgotten the password, because for someone to be able to enter your machine, they have to know your password. So it's okay to save your password in your own personal machine, but it is not an optimal decision, because in a scenario whereby that machine is lost, it means that you have forgotten. I remember there's a particular a client of mine that told me that he lost all his email login. He lost everything. Why? Because his machine was damaged. How can you lose all your password, all your social media account just because one machine is damaged? It shows that he did not properly keep his password. So you can use when you can use a password that is something that is easy for you to remember, right? There are some devices, there are some software applications that can help you to manage those passwords. Do you understand? But it's not the best practice to save your password locally alone. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you, sir. Manuel, please, you understand?
So I think Miss or Mrs. Katie is raising up her hands. Ma, do you want to say something? Do you want to answer to the questions being asked, or you want to ask your question? Please go ahead, Ma.
I want to answer to the question that was being asked.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
about the phishing and the phishing.
Okay.
Please go ahead, Ma. Thank you.
Okay, so I think phishing has to do with the cybercrime that deals with voice call, like calling the user and requesting for illicit information. I think that one has to do with that what phishing has to do with. Then phishing, I think that one has to do with attaching malware to links that appear to be legitimate. Meanwhile, they are not this thing. They're not legitimate, and also using those malware to receive to like steal information from the user. So that's what I want to answer.
Thank you very
Thank
much, ma. Yes, ma. Okay, ma. So the third question is the third question is what are the forms of vision? The forms of vision. Yes. So that's the third and the last question for today. What are the forms of vision? Okay. Forms of vision. Okay, I can see Gochuku Okoye and I can see Mr. Gochuku Okoye. Okay, Mr. Gochuku Okoye, please answer the question. Mr. Gochuku Okoye, are you there?
Hello, hello, good afternoon.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay,
Afternoon.
forms of hello, forms of phishing: shotgun approach,
Okay,
targeted approach.
okay. Yes, thank you, Mr. Ugochukwu. That's correct. Okay, all. That's all. So right now, we want to welcome someone. Before I give you the prizes, I want to welcome Kelvin. I want to welcome Kelvin. So you tell us about the company. Kevin. So Kevin, I want to welcome Kevin so you can he's a senior developer in Superverge Tech. You come and you talk to us and tell us about the company and its offering. So Kelvin, please come up. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Mr. Kelvin.
All right, thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everybody. Um, my name is. All right, first of all, please, can you hear me?
Yes,
Please confirm that you can hear me.
yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry for the for dragging my nose quite under the weather I did. All right, my name is Kelvin Oyinagea. I am a senior software engineer at Superverge Tech. And I'm really glad to see this much people at this event today. And I want to say a very big thank you for everybody for attending. All right, so straight to the point. Um, so today I'm going to be here to basically just tell you about Superverge Tech and what we are all about. Mr. Abisayo, please can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share? All right, thank you. All right, I'm guessing you can see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. So, first of all, we're going to talk about what is Superverge Tech. What we do at Superverge Tech. So, Superverge Technologies is a forward-thinking company that is dedicated to solving real-world problems through the power of technology. So, basically, that means we help businesses solve their problems through technology. Yeah. So, over the years, we've delivered exceptional solutions to hundreds of happy clients across the globe, including Nigeria, Pakistan, United Kingdom, United States, and beyond a lot of countries. Yeah, so in a more practical aspect, yeah, Superverge Tech we provide businesses with solutions for their businesses. For example, let me give you a practical scenario. Yeah, so uh, for a normal entrepreneur that sells maybe shoes at the market, Superverse Tech can help this entrepreneur to build an e-commerce website that the entrepreneur can use to sell his goods around the world. So he's taking his business out of his market, out of his local market to the world. So Superverge helps you take your business to the world. Now, Superverge Technologies, we focus on software development. That is, we build websites, beautiful and stunning websites that are very, very, very friendly, very, very user friendly, and they are very, very fast to use and at very, very, very affordable rates also. Um, so if you check out uh, companies like Forward Edge and Toolkit and Replay. So these are a few of the prominent clients we've had. We've had a lot of clients, but these are the few of the prominent and popular ones. These are popular people that we've worked with, and also companies like Student Corner. So if you check them out online, you will find them. So these are prominent companies that will help them build their product. And also, we design UI, UX, and graphics also. So we help companies design their flyers, their banners, their social media posts, your website, you want to have a design on it. We do that at Superverge Tech. Also, we help with digital marketing too. You want to make your business known online, we'll help you with that. We would help you spread the word of your business online. We'll help you manage your social media page, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Twitter. We'll help you manage all that. So, and also the big part of Superverge is our Superverge Academy. All right, at Superverge Academy, we are passionate about nurturing the next generation of tech enthusiasts. Now, at Superverge Academy, we want to bring up the next set of big names in tech. We want to also pass down our knowledge of technology so that we can help the youths and the millennials in this generation to have a very, very, very solid foundation about technology and how to make money with technology. All right. So also at Superbase Technology Academy, we help teach on mobile app development, where we teach you how to build mobile apps, scalable and beautiful mobile apps. We teach you how to design and build amazing websites for clients. We teach you how to design user interfaces and user experiences. We teach you how to handle social media accounts and how to help a brand grow digitally. That is digital marketing. And we also are involved in search engine optimization too. We help you make your business known on Google and stuff like that. So, and also to add the icing on the cake, Superverge Technology is also involved in solar installations. So for our mommies and daddies, our office owners, the high cost of petrol and diesel right now in Nigeria. So it is very logical to get a solar. So at Superverge Technology, we offer um, proper solar installations. These are very, very affordable solar installations that would help you um, maintain constant power supply at your offices, at your homes, and your businesses, and so on. All right. So basically, one more thing I would like to say about the Superbell Academy is that unlike other academies, unlike other tech academies, at Superverge Tech, we not only teach you on how to do these things, or how to just build apps and design. We don't just teach you that. When you're done learning, we would actually guide you on making money with it. That is, we would guide you by giving you access to network, our network of clients that can also help you to give you job opportunities. Would connect you to clients, to companies that can give you internships. So we don't just leave you when you're done learning. We don't just leave you to just go into the world and find your way. No, we hold you by the hand and try to guide you till you're able to stand on your own. All right, so that is a quick summary on the Superverge Academy. I hope you've been able to grab a bit on what we do, and also uh, if you want more information about us, please check out our website, www.superverge.com, and please also follow us on our Instagram and our Facebook at Superverge Tech. We have weekly trivias on our social media handles where we ask questions and do some kind of giveaways for the community. And also, our Superverge Tech Universe, it is a WhatsApp platform where we have a lot of tech minds that come together to discuss tech in general, and innovation, where we drop daily insights on innovation, and also a lot of giveaways for the community. And I'll be posting the link on this tech on our tech universe in the in-call message immediately I am done sharing my screen. Yeah, so thank you very, very, very much for coming again. Thank you for listening to me. And please also, before you go, maybe we can take it, maybe you guys can take a screenshot of this. You can go to this website, linktree/superverge tech, to get a list of all our links, our website link, our Facebook, our Instagram, our WhatsApp group chat, our contacts. Everything is all embedded in this link. So I'd urge everybody, if you couldn't get the usernames, you can go on this website and get a link of all our communication handles. You can get our phone number, call us, send us a WhatsApp message, send us a mail, and we would happily reply to you, and let's get the ball rolling. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for coming again. I'm super, super honored to be hosting, to be speaking to you today, and also super honored that Superverge is hosting this. And thank you once more, everybody. Grace, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kelvin, for that. Thank you very much. So please, are there any questions to ask about the company? If you have any question at all, just ask. Any question you want to ask about the company, so Mr. Kelvin can answer. Okay, in the absence of no question, so let's hold the winner of the prizes. The winner of the prizes. That's no question. So we have Miss Shoma, we have Mrs. Casey, and we have Ujuchukwu. So we are the winner of the prizes.
Please let us show some love by clapping. Let us clap for them. Let us applaud them. Let us appreciate them. It's not easy. It's not easy. They were so bold and they spoke beautifully and insightfully. Let's just show some love. So this will be the end of the session. I believe we enjoyed everything from the beginning to the end. Before we all go off this call, let's do something for the company. Let's say thank you, Superverge Tech, in the comment section. They say thank you, Superverge Tech. I learned so much today. I can't wait to interact and get to know even deeper about the company. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before we exit the call, let us say thank you, Superverge Tech. We learned so much today. Today was insightful. Thank you, Mr. Abisayo. You've done well.
So thank you all for joining us today.
Please, for your prizes, for the winners of the prizes, please Send a DM to this number or Superverge Tech. Send a DM to Superverge official number. Let me call out the number now if you're still on this call. Okay, it's a WhatsApp number. It's 0704 464 1360. 0704 464 1360. Okay, Grace, do you want to emphasize that?
All right. Thank you also for coming. I want to appreciate each and every one of you for making it to the event. Please, like what the host have said, those of you that want prizes, chat the WhatsApp official number. It's on the platform. And also we have our official Instagram account, our official Facebook account. They are all on the link tree that Kelvin sent. So if you go to the chat section, you will see them there, all the links. You will see the links there. They're in the chat section. Just you can copy the link, paste it somewhere. You could follow the account for more more training programs. So with that, I'm telling every student, thank you so much for sticking to the end. I hope that the internet is going to be safer for everyone. Each and every one of you, you're going to share this information to your friends, to your loved ones, and they're going to be safer in the internet space. All right, with that, I say very big thank you. Bye bye. See you next time. We're hosting another event again, and we are going to make it like maybe monthly, so that we can be educating. It's free events. We just want to educate the public. We want to educate the population. We want to educate the nation. We want to educate at the international level as well. Globally, we want to make people aware. We're going to be holding these free events, free webinars, educative webinars monthly. So just follow our accounts and so that you can get information. Bye bye everyone. Bye.
Please don't forget to send a WhatsApp message to Superverge official WhatsApp number to claim your prizes for the winners.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Class must move.
Actually, don't do anything, Kelvin.
Ma? Thank you, ma. Please, you have water. Eh?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Three 44.